Hello, everybody.
Hi there.
Whoops. That was me dropping the phone. No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
This is, that kind of is the live nature of our broadcast.
The live nature of our broadcast. So even you, dear listeners, listen to us drop the phone or
Whatever.
But
anyway, we are back for another installment of Thoughts Explored, formerly known as We Fall Asleep.
Happy spring, everybody. It's March 20th.
Things have changed pretty drastically since our last broadcast, and so we wanted to just talk about that a little bit, give everybody maybe a little bit of inspiration in these times that sort of seem surreal.
It's very surreal
to me.
And it seems like it all happened. You know, it's funny. I was thinking, boy, it just seems like it all happened so quickly. But then really giving it more further thought, you know, we've sort of been headed down in many other ways that have been very surreal for the past, couple of years at least. So we find ourselves here, and then I have to wonder how suddenly this has happened.
So, I mean, as you all know, we started out with a little virus, and then that was, once it was identified, it was quickly upgraded from an epidemic, I think, to a pandemic. So here we are in Seattle right now. I think the latest order is shelter in place. I'm not really sure.
We don't have that here in Seattle yet, but I think it seems like a lot of people, us included, are sort of trying to maintain that, and it seems like it's just a matter of time before we get the actual mandate.
So the social things are the things that have really kind of hit for me, because I'm kind of a social person. So finding new ways to be social, maybe not new ways, but just ways in which I don't really utilize all that much. That's been interesting and fun. And then also just kind of getting new projects. How have you been coping with our sequester?
The sequester, social distancing. Well, as many of you know, I never considered myself a terribly social sort of person to begin with, but I feel like I'm because of the severity and the unknown nature, the uncertainty and security of the situation. It's very different than me just not being very social. I have wanted to reach out.
So you're saying you kind of like the fact that...
No, I'm just saying that I have wanted to really reach out and be social, and not just because I'm told not to be.
Because that's what I was going to say.
Well, there's that too, because I never like to be told what to do, certainly ever. But, or I should say, and given the serious nature of this, it's not even just me being contrary. It's that I want to be in touch with my people, and I relish the times when we set up a FaceTime with friends, or even just, I'm so grateful that we have in this day and age the technology to FaceTime or Skype or the texting.
Just texting.
Yes. It would just seem really depressing and desperate if we literally were behind doors in our house and not have any idea how people were doing across the country.
I 100% agree with that. I think, I've also been thinking about how will we be after this? And for me, I just don't know that we'll be going back to the way things were. And I say we as the collective we. I think we have a great opportunity right now to create something different. And I mean, it just seems like all of the systems that we had in place are slowly collapsing. And I think when that happens, there's an opportunity to replace that with something that's even better. And that doesn't say that there's anything wrong with anybody's life before that, but I think that's what's kind of helping me get through this particular time, and thinking that what does this time afford us?
It's definitely thought-provoking, because
Yes.
now we have a lot of time
Yes, and we have a lot of time
to
to
be
create.
provoked, to be
Well-
thought-provoked.
Well, I think that, and I also think to get those creative juices flowing. I mean, we're just starting our gardening again. We're going to try some different things there. I'm going to try to make nigori sake. I'm very excited about that.
Chris's end of the world as we know it, bucket list, making nigori sake.
Well, I mean, it seems very easy. So I found a recipe, and I think the brewing is going to start either today or tomorrow, depending on when the ingredients arrive. But I think things like that, it could be much worse,
It is much worse for many people.
but it could be on all scales. It could still be much worse, I think. Yeah. So I think that's what I kind of hold. How about you?
Well, I think that it's pretty shockingly bad when you look at the economy and the fact that I have after so many years working in the healthcare field, we have a lot of close friends that are frontline healthcare workers.
true.
I'm gravely concerned for them. For Chris and I, neither one of us are working in the public sector at this time in our life anyway. I'm not in a hospital. Chris isn't in hospitality. So our personal risk factors, I think, are pretty low just by virtue of that. But I'm gravely concerned for the people that are going to work every day. And whether that's at the Trader Joe's or the nurses and doctors and healthcare workers that we know. So what was the question?
Well, yes, we're concerned, but we also, there's like a little bit of positivity, I think, in terms of.
Yes, even like, for ourselves, it's kind of a burner mentality that we need to like bring forward into our regular day-to-day life. And I know that that's always been the ideal, is to have that in your day-to-day life. But, what do we need? What do we really need at the store? Where can we really help without being in the public? How can we do our part?
Yeah, I think, one thought for me was that I completely forgot that for a moment that I am an ordained minister. So, maybe there's some kind of way that could be of service. I have also been trying to, not very hard, to record my book. So
Oh yes, to get your audiobook
I've got
out. Yes.
to get that going. I've talked about it. So I think tomorrow is the day. That will still be in this week, to try just to record a little bit of that. So for me, I think the important thing that keeps me going is having a to-do list, and then making sure I get some things done on that to-do list. And then whatever doesn't happen gets rolled over, to the next day. That gives me a sense of purpose. And then also, like you said, making arrangements to talk to our friends, and, making sure that we're still connected in that way.
I like doing the live streaming on our Music Sundays since we're not having Music Sunday necessarily with physical people.
Yes.
We're still here doing Music Sundays. So last Sunday, Chris taped it.
Yes, and I'm still working on how to get a better recording of that. But so that's still to come. But yes, and yes, things like that. I would encourage everybody who's listening to this to find, cultivate whatever you're passionate about and find a new way to share that in your community, with your friends, with your family.
And definitely get outside and get some fresh air. Keep active.
Yes, we do a walk with our dog. It's at least 3 to 4 miles, and then there's another walk in the afternoon. So that changing that focus, and it will really help with any cabin fever symptoms that might be occurring.
That's for sure.
So that's it. That's for the month of March. And like I said, things really did kind of take a turn. There is a possibility that we would do this a little bit more often, considering the fact that
just to do check-ins
just to do check-ins. So I don't know if anybody would be appreciative of that or not, but we try to keep it between 10 and 12 minutes so you can quick listen to it, take what is helpful for you, and then go about your day. So I don't have anything else to add, do you?
No, just stay healthy. We wish you love and peace from Seattle.
And today is March 20th for anybody who is wanting to keep a chronology of the recordings. I usually will put that on the description, but just to mark that March 20th, 2020. That's nice. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Take good care, people. Bye-bye.